Hello everybody, thanks for watching the Crypto Niche channel. Thanks for choosing this channel to watch. Today I'm going to talk about how to choose an altcoin for beginners. So I'm just going to basically review the general things you should be looking for and give you some insight as to what to look for, and basically hope that you do good and make sure you do the right research so that you can decide on whether or not what you're looking to do with altcoins is going to be a good choice for you. So, but as you know, I mean, this is an exciting time. There's this movement happening, and we the people are the ones that are behind the movement, and the movement is basically the people saying that we value this, we see value in this, and that we want this to work. Whereas we have governments and banks and whatnot not wanting it to work for their own reasons, but the reason we want it to work is because we believe that it's a secure system. It's obviously working. I mean, that's been proven. The blockchain technology, or proof of work technology, however you want to call it, works, and we see that happening in today's environment with Bitcoin and all the other altcoins out there. But basically, they're using the blockchain technology to do all that. So, before we go on, I just want to tell you that whatever you do, there's a good chance of losing all of your money if you are going to invest. It's because the system it's really new right now. There's no government regulation in terms of if we get scammed, who can we run to ask for support or to sue or whatever it is that happens if we were to get ripped off. The understanding of it is very unknown right now. I'm getting into it. I'm learning it. I'm hoping that I can teach you what I'm learning, because I want you to be able to do good with it also. And I want we as a people to know which altcoins to invest in, basically, and to make the right decision so that we don't get scammed by others. So I've been scammed already with investing in altcoins and Bitcoin. So not Bitcoin, but through a lending platform. In any case, I got burnt, so I know how it is to fail, and I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So that's why I'm sharing this information with you, and I hope that you can take it and grow off of it. Governments and banks, they don't want this to work. Why? Well, governments and banks, they're kind of in bed together. They control the supply of money. They can print more money and decrease the amount of money, all that kind of stuff, which causes inflation, causes in 2008 the big mortgage crisis in the States, all that kind of stuff. And it's these people behind it. We're supposed to trust them, just like we're supposed to trust their networks, their systems, their software, their databases, their think about it. You use a Visa card, you use a debit card. It's the same concept. You're just putting in a PIN, and it goes into the system. It transacts, it goes throughout all the databases, agrees with one another that money's being moved or whatever it is, and boom, done. It's just that we trust a third party to do that for us now. Well, guess what? There's a new technology, blockchain. That basically can do away with the third parties. Well, financial institutions anyways, right? So what that does for us is allows us as people, like if you were on the other side of the world, I could basically send you some kind of altcoin or Bitcoin to pay you for something in a matter of minutes. And with the technology coming out, it's going to be real quick. I mean, there is some congestion right now with the Bitcoin network, but there's also technology coming out as the problems arise. So just like with anything, we innovate, we get better, and we make it work. So having said that, it's us. We the believers. We believe in this. We have to believe in it. We have to make it work, and and we have to hope for the best. So it's up to you and me to do it. So let's do it, right? We're going to do it. And then in relation to, just so you know, the difference between an altcoin and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the godfather of all these other coins, in a sense. Don't think of all these coins as a form of currency to exchange with each other. Although they have value and you can do that, that's fine. But Bitcoin was meant to just be a global currency that we could use, like the dollar or yen or, rupee or whatever it is, the pound, wherever you are, whatever your government tells you has value is what you are basically using right now. But with this technology, it's Bitcoin that wants to be the king of global currency. There's other altcoins out there that are trying to, compete kind of in a way, but we the people, again, have to decide which one is it. I say Bitcoin. I hope everybody else says Bitcoin because that is the one and that's what it's meant for. So, and I hope that it stays on top, just given that, so many people have invested in it so much already, and it, we need to make sure that value stays in there. So you got to keep on top of things and do your research and learn, just like we are today. So, altcoins, they all have a purpose, and that's what you got to remember. Okay, that's very important. Every altcoin has a purpose. So, Bitcoin, like I said, is the global currency. All these other altcoins that you see out in the market today, thousands of them, 1,500 or so right now, they all have a purpose. So just remember that, because that's one of the things you're going to want to figure out. Okay, so having said that, let's take a look at what you need to do. So one of the first steps that I take is I go to the website. So I find the website and I look for the purpose and the goal of a particular coin that I'm interested in, altcoin. Okay, so what I do is I go to the internet, and I usually use just this website right here, coinmarketcap.com, and basically you can punch in all of the any coin you're interested in, whatever it may be. You can just punch in a letter and they pop up. See, look at all the ones that pop up. So there's Dash right there. So if you're interested in researching Dash, you could go to it, punch it in, pull it up, and as you see over here, you have the website, announcement, explorer, chat, source code, etc. So right there, top one is the website. So that's the one I use. I don't do any other searches. I just go to CoinMarketCap. I mean, you could do other searches if you wish, but then you get the web page. So what you want to look for on their web pages is you want to go through their web pages, and you want to read everything. You want to go through everything and get an understanding of what the purpose is of the altcoin. Okay? So, it tells you on these websites, like for example, this one here, first self-governing, self-funding protocol. So the fastest growing network, digital currency evolution. And then on these websites, one thing I look for is their transparency. Because remember now, this whole system of blockchain technology and everything is us, the people. We are the ones supporting it with our computers, with our energy, with our power, to run our computers. We're the ones believing in it, and so therefore, we got to make sure we see that the people that have created these coins are also transparent in their websites, right? So let's take a look here. Is there a spot for what's called the white paper? So a white paper basically is, I look at it as the backbone of any cryptocurrency. It basically should give you an overview of the currency, tell you what it does, show you some calculations, how they came up with the coding, the issuance of coins, how that's going to be done, and also what its purpose is, right in the white paper. But remember, transparency is key for all of these things, because there's no governments involved, there's no regulations involved, it's us the people that are making it work. So, let's make it work. In any case, did I find it here? Sorry. Let me see. It doesn't stand out right away on Dash here. I'm not going to look for it, but look around, look at all the menus, take a look around the whole website, see if they have, see if it's transparent. And then if it is, and you're feeling comfortable, don't get excited, because that's just the web page. This here is just, anybody can do this, really. And another reason why you want to be doing all this research, which I forgot to mention, is that all of this technology is what's called open source technology, which means the volunteers are working on it. software developers, and they basically come together in a forum such as GitHub, and they work on the software behind each of these altcoins. Every altcoin is open source, or it should be anyways. If it's not open source, then you should be watching, because that's one of the key elements of cryptocurrency. Open source, transparency, right? So that's the good thing. That means, we the people, again, are the ones supporting it. Those developers, they're volunteering. They're just doing that on their own, taking their time to do it. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind, right? So that trust is a very, very important thing. That's why you got to do all this research. So after you're done looking at the web page and you're getting a feel for it, like I said, don't get excited. They can do that easily and make you look good, make a web page look good, do press releases, fake news, whatever. They can do all of that, and you got to control your feelings, basically. And also keep an open mind. Don't look for good, don't look for bad, but look for both, because there's a lot of both on a lot of these coins. But then you got to decide, basically, because it's us, We don't want to be ripped off, so we got to make sure we're looking into the right things. So, sorry about that. Anyways, moving on. Next thing you want to do is review it on GitHub. Now, GitHub, like I said, is the place where, here's a website. GitHub is the website that all the software developers come to work on open source code. So, within the GitHub website, you do a search. So if you're doing, again, we had dash, right? So let's just punch in dash. Okay, so as you can see, a bunch of stuff pops up. And what I like to look at is how much action is taking place on this coin, whichever one it is you choose. So in this case here, dash, 42,955 repository results. Don't ask me what a repository result is, but I think it's all these things, and that's just stuff they're doing. Like, for example, interactive reactive web apps for Python, dash is productive. I don't know what that means, but someone's doing something, Python did it, tells you who did it, it's all clear, it's all open source. These people are volunteers, you can find them, they all have names and whatever. But anyways, look over here, a lot of stuff happening. So you see 19,000 in the code, in the actual code for dash, and then there's a lot in topics, there's a lot of in issues, and there's a lot happening, basically. States closed, 88,000, open 25,000, so open and closed issues and stuff like that. Excuse me. So a lot of stuff happening, looks good. So that's dash, the whatever dash does. I didn't look into dash, but fast, reliable, whatever it said there. In any case, this is the open source code right here. This is it. This is what's running whatever dash's purpose is. This is the code. Now, if you can read this, then make some sense of it, and then you can get a better understanding. I don't really understand too much of it. I just know that, if I see people working on it, and there's a lot of stuff happening, it's a good thing. Because I looked at ones where that were the scams, and there was nothing happening on them. So that just means we, the people, have decided that we're not supporting the bad, right? And that's good. That's what we want. So now, carrying on, that was the software, like I said, that's going to do whatever they said they're going to do. Now you want to look at the actual coin. So punch in dash coin, and there you go. So the actual coin is a different thing. This is the code for the coin now. So again, you look at all the numbers, see if the code is available. Yeah, click the code. Some of them, you click on this code portion right here, nothing comes up. That should be an alarm. Again, commits and topics, lots happening, right? So good. Let's see now, they must have a wallet, dash wallet. Sometimes they might name them different things, or it depends how you spell it, but, here we go. Dash wallet. So again, the wallet is open source also, so that's a good thing. Dash, for Dash anyways, they had the software for the actual purpose of their coin. They have the software for the actual coin, which is being distributed, and that's us using it to trade with each other, or just hold it for store of value, or whatever, buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin, whatever with it, right? Trade with Bitcoin, trade in and out with Bitcoin, and then the wallet. So they also have the wallet, which is the wallet where you can go and hold your Dash coin. don't forget, not all wallets that you can, get on your phone or download to your desktop or, elsewhere. You can't find wallets that you can put all these coins in. Like, not one wallet exists where you can just, any coin you buy, you'll put in there. Which is good, because the wallet providers have to be trustworthy too, because they don't want to allow coins to be held that are scams either, right? So, just wallets are a different topic, but this is a good thing that Dash has a wallet. Source code, right? So, like I said, look for this thing, go through all this if you want, and take a look to see if you can understand it. As for this video, I'm just going to tell you what to basically look for, give you an overview. You can further delve into it, and I encourage you to do. I encourage you to learn as much as you possibly can about everything, because this is the beginning of cryptocurrency, the cryptocurrency movement, really. I mean, it started in 2008, but it didn't just catch on until within the last year, right? So, okay, so now that you've reviewed it on GitHub, and you've taken a look, and again, you might be feeling good or not. Again, keep an open mind, because, well, you'll see. So now that you've done that, you want to look for what's called the white paper, and you want to try to make sense of it. So you ask, what is a white paper? A white paper is basically a document that the developers of any altcoin and Bitcoin have created that basically describe the purpose of the coin, how they came about the solution that it's solving, and one of the main things I look for is what's the issuance of coins, and get an understanding of that, because altcoins are not just all mined by our computers. They can pre-mine these things and keep them to themselves, scammers, or with good coins that do initial coin offerings, they actually pre-mine some to raise money. And but you got to understand that, you got to look for that, what is happening, and try to find out why they have done whatever they're doing, right? So have they pre-mined? If not, that's great. That means as soon as it goes to market, we're all ready to jump in, and we all have a chance at a piece of the pie, really, in that case, when nothing is pre-mined, because the coins are starting to get minted as we mine them with our computers, well, as we basically confirm transactions in blockchain technology. Anyways, I encourage you to look at the white paper, go into it, read it. It's some of them are pretty long and very complicated information, but what I use is this here website, whitepaperdatabase.com, and here it is right here, and I just click there, and so for example, I'll punch in Bitcoin. So we all know Bitcoin is working, and it's doing what it's doing. The white paper shouldn't be an issue. There it is right there. So you'll click on that, and then you'll come into here, and there it is. So as you can see, has an abstract, introduction, transactions, talks about transaction, timestamp, server, proof of work, network, incentive. See, that's the incentive right there. This, for Bitcoin, it talks about, this is where it's talking about how the coin will be created and provided to the people who are providing their computers, again, to validate transactions. So we're paid in Bitcoin by doing that. That's what that says. Reclaiming disk space, so those are those calculation stuff, simplified payments, combining and splitting value, privacy, calculations, conclusion. So as you can see, Bitcoins is pretty short, but with Bitcoin they have all kinds of organizations and people behind it that you can also go and find and get more information. So Bitcoin is a really good one to start with, just to do your research, because you're going to find a lot of information that you're going to want to find in other altcoins. Okay? So, the white paper can be a complicated document. Go ahead, take a look at it though. Try to make sense of it and think about it. Does it make sense with what the purpose was on the website? Does it make sense, that the document says this and the website says this, and then the code If you're reading on GitHub, does it make sense with that? You know, does it all kind of mesh together nicely for you? If it doesn't, if you're starting to feel kind of, ooh, I don't know about this, and it could be just you not understanding a lot, but just do your research. Okay, so now after I do all that, and let's just say if I was at this point now and I was feeling good about the 3 previous, then I'm going to research the people. Why? Because the people basically are the ones, well, the developers or the owners are the ones who created this. And they have the power in running the show, basically, because there'll be a company that has created whatever altcoin, and you want to look into them. You want to see who they are. What's their history? What's their you know, are they scammers? That's what I'm saying. Go find out if they're scammers or not. Because if they're scammers, well, guess what? Let's get them out of here. We don't want scammers in the crypto space, you know. We want to believe that this is going to work. We are believing that it's going to work. And, you know, this is our future we're talking about here. This is the world's future. Like, I mean, think about it. The governments and the banks, they just want to control us. But we, the people, are saying, no, we had enough. We can do this. So, you know, watch for scammers. Make sure that they don't influence you into something that's not good. So whatever it is on the internet or whatever you do to look into people, do it. Get a feel for them. You can even contact them and talk to them if you have access, if you're accessible to them, and you know, have a chat, see who they are. You can do that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But as you can see, the people are not, well, not as you can see, but because governments and, well, basically governments haven't chimed in on it and provided us with some kind of assurance, meaning, you know, we can go to certain authorities to report scammers. Well, we have to regulate ourselves because the governments aren't doing it. They don't want to. They don't want any part of it, right? Because, you know, we're taking away their power from them, and we're free in the world, no more borders type thing. And, you know, we the people, they don't, when there's a big uprising like that, you know, obviously governments get scared all the time. So, but in any case, I think that's pretty much it for now. You know, we want to make sure there's no scammers. I just want to emphasize that. Okay? So do your research, look into these people, and get to know them. And then after I've done that, then I'm at a point where I'm questioning myself. Would I invest? So, you know, once you get here, based on your research you've done, make a decision, right? You've looked at all good information. You've done your research. The amount of time you put into it is very, very important. The more time you put into it, the more you're going to learn and understand, which will help you make the right decision. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to be able to make the right decision. I don't want you to make bad decisions like I have. But that's what happens when you're the first in, right? First movers always get burned because something's happening, you know, something happens, this and that. But, you know, let's just stick together and keep the movement strong, keep going. So anyways, that's it for now. I just wanted to let everybody know that at some point I'm also going to be giving out free Bitcoin. I'm looking at, once I get to about 100 subscribers, I'm probably going to give out about $50 in Bitcoin, and then maybe $50 every 100 subscribers after that. And you know what? Be a part of the movement, people. We the people are the ones that are deciding this. Get rid of the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, all that stuff they push on us through televisions and radio and whatever it is. They're just pushing negative stuff, you know, but fear, uncertainty, and doubt into our heads to make us think it's not going to work. But at the same time, they're probably going back behind the scenes. For example, you know, I heard of the government seizing coins from a criminal, and then they go and sell them to get the country's currency, to return it into the country's currency. So, I mean, if you hear things like it's all used for bad things, well, so is regular legal tender of any country. There's good and bad in anything, right? So, just yeah. And also keep in mind, this is early in the game here. So the better research we do to squeeze out all the scammers, the more confident we can be in investing in these altcoins. See what I'm saying? We have to regulate ourselves. And then everything will be good. Imagine in 5-10 years when we've done that. These things will be doing what they said they were going to do. And yeah, it'll be good. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I get kind of excited when I talk about this kind of stuff because it is exciting to me. And I'm sorry if I talk too fast or whatever, but I hope you learned something. And as always, show some love. Subscribe, like the video, like the comment, do what you do. And that's it. Crypto Niche. Peace out.